Hey, so I think I'm gonna film a vlog this week, so here we go. I'm gonna get that started. It is Friday night, May 26th, and it's like 10 something at night. Today was the last day of school. Wonderful. So I am in decompression mode. I have already posted on social media, I'm an introvert and I need time. I've already told some of my loved ones, hey, don't call me, I'll call you. So yeah, that's what's going on. I do have some reading plans. So I'm about to upload my next TBR, next to last TBR for my Book Bitch summer bingo card. I edited it and I'm going to upload it in just a few minutes. I was catching up on a couple of YouTube videos, working on some diamond painting because I haven't been diamond painting this week. And I have a project that I want to finish part of it because I want to give it as a gift towards the end of June. And if I can finish one panel and maybe finish another panel, I don't know, we'll see. Let me show you. So the panels, okay, let's see, you guys see it? Okay, so the panel, this is for my mom, and it is 30 by 40, and it's, I don't know if you guys can see, it's like different colors that are like blues and purples and grays and some sparkly ones or whatever, and you can see that I am more than halfway done, and the last couple of weekends I haven't really done much with it, so that's something I want to do. So some books I want to try to make progress in or finish this weekend. I'm reading the Inheritance Games. It's going to cover one of the boxes on my bingo card, so I need to, so tomorrow I will probably try to look less like a gremlin and film the last TBR video for that last row on my card and finish that book so I can start putting the little post-it notes. Let me show you. So I have this whiteboard. Ooh, I have this whiteboard up on my desk area, and I just used some washi tape and put my bingo card up there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little, I have different colors, but here's a bright yellow one. I'm going to take these little post-it notes and write the title of the book and place it on the squares on the paper. I'm a visual person, so I feel like that's going to work for me. And then depending on what I read, I can move them around, because I've mentioned it in my TBR videos, but a lot of my book choices for the TBR can cover different squares because, you know, there's always some overlap or whatever. And so I'm going to try to make progress or finish the Inheritance Games. I am 60% done with the Roundhouse, which is one that I'm listening to on audiobook to cover one of the squares. So I'm going to try to listen to that. I might do that while I'm actually diamond painting. I can listen to audiobooks while I do that. And I also would like to, I'm 67% done with the Queen of the Tiles, which is another one. And so I really want to start putting some of these post-it notes on those squares. I feel like it will give me life and energy to feel accomplished on that. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So those are kind of my book goals for this weekend. We'll see how well I do, because that's one of the things I want to do is just be quiet, and because this week has been high energy as far as getting the end of your checklist done, getting grades done, and interacting with my students, students who are anxious about passing their classes and doing well on their finals and all that good stuff. And yeah, I get it, but it's draining, and so now I'm drained. So now I'm trying to recharge a little bit. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. I don't know how long I'll film this vlog, but I'll start it today. And then I guess I'll update you. Tomorrow, my plans are to film a couple of videos, and than to do some house cleaning, because it's one of the things that kind of falls off a little bit is house cleaning. Look, my family, my boys, like I live here with my husband and my 2 sons. My daughter lives elsewhere, but they help, they do things, but y'all, they just don't do them the way I do them, which like I appreciate the help, but then there's just something, there's a different thing, the woman of the house, right? So I'm gonna go tomorrow morning. I think what I do, my trick is I set like a timer and I say, okay, from this point to this point, I'm going to try to work things off of this list, and wherever I get is where I get. And that way I don't start feeling like overwhelmed, like I have to like clean and do things like house chores or whatever, like continuously, and feel like overwhelmed and burnt out. So I'll probably do that at some point in the morning and do some reading and whatever. But I do want to like stay in and do that. So anyway, this is the start of the vlog, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next clip. So we'll see that. Hey, so it is Saturday. I have not filmed another clip today because I wasn't as productive as I thought I needed to be. I took a nap and did not do things that I said I was going to do. I did do some reading, and I'm about to do a reading sprint. So, I'm working on Queen of the Tiles, which is one of the books that I'm going to use to cover one of the squares on my TBR. And you can see I only have this much left. So I just finished filming an unboxing, and I finished filming the last of the TBR videos for the bingo card. So I'm about to edit those, and I'm going to post the TBR, I think, and then I'm going to schedule the unboxing. I don't like to post my videos like all at once, because I don't know, like as a viewer of YouTube videos, if I see a bunch posted at once, like I don't know, it doesn't help me get through them. Maybe it's just me. So while I wait for them to process and whatever, I will do a reading sprint. So where I'm at, just to give myself a little bit of accountability, I am on page 227, and the last of the novel, like I don't read all the acknowledgments and stuff. I'm sorry, authors, but I just don't. It is page 291 is where the novel itself stops. So I don't have that much left, so I'm going to do a little reading sprint. Hopefully when I check in with you guys tomorrow, I'll be done with this one and on to the next. Try to like get some get some things done as far as like getting some reading done this weekend, because that was my goal. I've done some reading, but I also just did some kind of relaxing. I watched some YouTube videos trying to catch up because I was not caught up on any of that. So I did some filming. So I was productive. I did some filming. I've done some reading. I'm about to do some editing and some more reading. So with that said, I guess I will check back with you later when I have something to say about this book, and yeah, all that good stuff. So not a bad day. I'm not really upset with it. So that's what's up with that. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next clip. just an update. It's Sunday night, and I finished Queen of the Tiles last night, when I was like trying to fall asleep, and I was like in the last few pages, and I was like, I'm gonna finish this book before I go to sleep. So I finished it. So I was able to cover up the square for it. And I guess I'll put it to the side so that I'll have the books that I finished, you know, available whenever I show the book bitches and we have our show and tell. So now the physical book that I'm concentrating on is the Inheritance games. I am about halfway done with it. It's good. I feel like I need to hit a spot where I'm really pulled in. I don't think that has happened for me yet. Like, it's sort of a puzzle. So it's like, okay, this happens. Okay, what does it mean? We figure it out. We go and talk to somebody or find something, and then the next thing and the next thing. And I am interested, but I'm not like, I don't know. And it also has a bit of like sort of, I guess, a love triangle type situation, like kind of setting up. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, okay, whatever. But I'm gonna focus on this. I meant to do some reading this afternoon, and I took a nap. I took a nap. I did not read. I took the nap. And I also want to play a little Disney Dreamlight Valley. Oh, and I did my nails earlier today so that I have some summer nails. I do my nails not out of like necessarily vanity, although I do like them to be pretty, but because I get nervous and anxious and I like chew. And so having nails helps me not do that, and so it gives my cuticles a chance to calm down. And so do the nails, put the cuticle oil, and they should, you know, be okay. The end of the school year is kind of rough on my hands. So I started looking at the shelf and thinking about what I was in the mood for. I'm really a big like mood reader, more or less. And so I was thinking like, okay, like Queen of the Tiles was a teenage whodunit. Inheritance games is like a teenage, it's not really a whodunit, but it's more of like a teenage, like, let's figure this stuff out. So still has that sort of like, let's figure things out situation in it. So I was like, okay, what do I need? Because if I read too much of the same thing, I get, you know, uninterested. And so I was like, well, what should I read next? And what jumped out at me that I think I want to read and be able to cover another square up on the board is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This one will cover myths because it's, you know, centered around a Greek myth. And this is one I've been meaning to read. I read Circe, so I want to read this one because I heard this one was better than Circe. So we'll see. I don't really know. But also it won the Orange Prize. So, I mean, if I needed it for a prize winner, like an award winner, then I guess I could use it there. But if I use it for that, then I don't know what I would use for myths. Unless I read the next volume of Lore Olympus. I think it comes out in July. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to read this next. I'm not going to start it yet, but I'm going to power through this, and then hopefully I'll be ready to read that. So y'all, it's like I just read in like a continuous flow. The next. So anyway, that's what I have going on this evening. That's what I've accomplished today, and I will check with you guys later. Hey, so it is Monday, June the 5th. I always have an idea that I'm going to make my vlogs a certain length or to cover certain things, and then I don't keep my promises to myself, so that's a thing. I went back to work today. So in the summer, I either, in the past I've taught summer school or done some sort of remediation or do like curriculum writing. Last summer I did curriculum writing. This summer I'm doing curriculum writing. So I went back to work today. which it's not terrible. It's stuff I've done before, so, but it is like getting up, getting dressed, going to a place and working with other people and all that. So it's cutting down, it's going to cut down on my time to like just read and do things. Over the weekend, instead of filming or anything, I did a lot of like housework and stuff, and hung out with some friends and things like that. I mean, you know, just enjoying my time off, because during the year I'm usually so tired that I don't have as much energy to do fun things anyway. So I am relaxing with a bowl of ice cream. Yes, this is a Christmas bowl. And it is Bluebell, because this is Texas. I am currently almost done with The Roundhouse by Louise Erdrich. I hit a big moment, and I think I'm in the denouement of the novel. I will probably finish it tomorrow morning on my way to work, because I'm listening to it on audiobook, so I listened to it on my way to and from work today. So looking at the amount of time I have left on it, I think I'll finish it on my way to work tomorrow. So I'll be able to like give you guys like my final thoughts on that. I am still reading The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I am in the last, you can see where my bookmark, can you see where my bookmark is? There's my bookmark is. You can see, I have about 80 pages of the actual novel. Some of what's here in the back of the book is like a preview of the next book, and no, when I read a book, I read a book. I'm not reading preview pages, and a lot of times I'll skim over the acknowledgments, but it's like, I love my husband. Okay, great. So I don't find that riveting, so I mean, maybe that's a hot take, but I don't really read that stuff. So I have about 80-ish pages of the actual novel left, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a fast read. When I sit down to read, I'll like zip through, because it's got really short chapters. I don't know what it is with a short chapter, but a short chapter helps me feel accomplished, like I'm getting stuff done. But I am enjoying it, and I think when I finish the book, I think that's when I'll wrap up this vlog. You know, I don't know. And then give you guys some final thoughts on it, because I don't know if I've given you really any thoughts on it, really. But anyway, but that's all I got going on right now. I have some footage that I need to edit and upload. I did a really good job uploading videos in May, like towards the second half of May, like the end of May, and then this past week I've just been like, not really. My allergies are really bothering me. It rained, it stormed earlier, and when it rains and storms like that, it a lot of times will flare up my allergies and make me have runny nose and headache and watery eyes and all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm getting rambly. I will continue on what I got going on, and I will see you guys in the next clip. Hey, so I finished the Inheritance games, and I also finished the Roundhouse, so I felt like I would finish up this vlog and just talk about those two, since that's what I was focusing on in this vlog. So I finished the Roundhouse yesterday, and it was so good. So I was listening to it on audiobook. The writing is wonderful, which, I mean, it won a prize, so of course, like, you know, books like that doesn't really surprise me when they're award winning and they read really well. So the narrator of that book is from the perspective of a 13-year-old boy, and immediately a traumatic event happens. And so the rest of that tale is talking about, you know, how it's being dealt with, and it unfolds as the story progresses. It unfolds as to what happened, and it's more intricate than I first thought. So it wasn't just like a crime of passion. I mean, it was in a sense, but also there were other connecting factors to it. It was pretty heart-wrenching. I would say content warnings for sexual assault. There's drugs, there's alcohol, there's, you know, death. Yeah, so a whole lot of, you know, all of that. I would say another part of it that I really loved, I ended up giving it 5 stars, by the way, was that it really gave an authentic look into the life of these indigenous people. It's set, I think, in like 1988, and it really, the setting was really secure, and I just, like, having listened to it on audiobook, like, I kind of think that maybe I want to see a physical copy, like I want to get a physical copy of it, just to kind of read back over it and set eyes to page. But yeah, so that was wonderful. That was great. I'm so glad that I listened to it. I have, the only other book that I have, the author is Louise Erdrich. I do have Love Medicine on like a random shelf in my house. I might pull that off the shelf and read it sooner than later, because I have a feeling that her writing style fits well with what I like. So yeah, so that's what's up with that. I did also finish just a little bit ago today, The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the first in a series. I thought it was going to be a trilogy, but I think it's going to be a series. 3 are out. I think the 4th one comes out later this year. This story, it's YA, kind of a mystery type thing, where I think she's 16. She is having a hard time. Her mother has died, and she's living with a half-sister. Sometimes she's having to sleep in her car because she, you know, there's issues around the home. And she gets notified that she is in a will for a billionaire living in Texas. So they fly her down to Texas. She sits for the will. And what it comes up to is that there's weird stipulations in the will. And it's shocking because instead of leaving his billions of dollars to his family, namely his 4 grandsons, he is leaving it to her. But as it turns out, it's a fun trope, because in order for her to really completely get all of what's left to her in the will, she has to agree to live in the mansion for a full year. And so it's that trope of like, you've got to stay in this location for this amount of time. Like a lot of times you see it with like more like ghosty stories where it's like, you got to live in this haunted mansion for X amount of time and haunted stuff happens. It kind of has those vibes, but there's no paranormal in this. It's just people. And it is a bit like love triangle-y, some kind of shape. Because, you know, they do DNA tests. She's not related to these grandsons. And, like, she's sort of drawn to them. Like, it kind of gives me some of that trope. And I'm not a fan of that kind of trope. But it's not, but that part of it is not really over the top. So I can get by with it. But there's all these, like, puzzles. And trying to figure out, you know, it's like a game, like a big, and it's interesting, you know, that they're trying to figure out what's next. And there's a bit of danger in it because, you know, when you are maybe possibly the recipient of all this money and all these possessions and the other family, you know, the family members are not, you know, like, oh, well, they'll just try to kill her and get her out of the way. I mean, that's logical. And so you do see elements of that in there. As far as a rating, I think I'm just going to give it 4 stars. It was compelling and I really enjoyed it. There were times when I would be reading and I would just power through a bunch of pages and read longer than I had meant to, in the sense, like, it was compelling in that sense. But you know, there's a few of those tropes and stuff that I was just like, whatevs. And I think the characterization could be a little stronger for some of the characters. Like, they're not as fleshed out as they could be, but, you know, maybe I'm just being a little picky about it. So I think on my bingo board, I was going to use this to cover the square for a book. I'm looking at my bingo board that's being turned into a TV show or movie, but I already covered it. I don't know if you saw that in one of the B-rolls, but I already covered it with the Scott Pilgrim graphic novels, which I've finished volumes 1 through 3. I think I'm just going to go ahead and read all 6. So for this one, I think I'm going to use it to cover the square for part of a series, trilogy, or duology, because it is the first in a series. So, and I do have the second book. I don't know if you saw it in some of the other B-roll, if you noticed it, but I bought the second book to this series one of the days that I was out and about. And so I probably will read it pretty soon. I think my next read, like a physical copy of a book, I think my next read will probably be one of the romances that I have. So might read like The Song of Achilles, I think is like I'm eyeballing that one pretty intensely. Or one of the other ones that it has romance in it, because I kind of feel like maybe I need to go there. Because like when I read a book that has a lot of like murder, death, intrigue, that kind of thing, sometimes I like to like flip-flop over to something that's different. Excuse me. So if I'm reading something that's a little more, I don't know, feel good, fluffy, then yeah, like then it kind of cleanses the palate a little bit. I kind of bounce around between things like that. So anyway, that is going to be it for this vlog. I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. It did last longer than I intended it to, but I don't read through the books as fast as some people do. And I used to feel some kind of way about it, but now I don't, because whatever. Does it matter? Like, was there a due date? No. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.